As of right now, Bob Lazar is trending on social media. At this point, many who investigate the unknown are well aware of Bob's story and what he's done for the topic of mysterious aircrafts. Eric Weinstein recently came forward on social media and said they wanted to do a sit-down with Bob Lazar. Interestingly, Eric states that he was in Cambridge, Massachusetts for about 20 years, close to the time Lazar cites being there. Further saying, he has had close contact with both the mathematics and physics departments at both Harvard and MIT, which led him to say that both of them should have many mutual colleagues over the 4 departments. He said the following: "Almost a month ago, I accepted Joe Rogan's invitation to a dinner or podcast with Bob Lazar. Yesterday, May 1st, I got a call from Joe. He's fully aware of my willingness to have a scientific interchange on Lazar's claims around gravity waves. No gotchas, just science. While I do not know Lazar, I have a very friendly phone relationship and rapport with Jeremy Corbell, and we follow each other on Twitter. Thus, while it would just be Rogan, Lazar and myself, as per Joe's invitation, Jeremy can pass this invitation and earlier thread to Lazar." End quote. People had mixed feelings on this, saying that Bob Lazar has told his story over and over again, noting that it has barely changed since the late 1980s. Another thing people point out is that they ask Bob specific questions that they know he can't answer. For example, asking about specific dates, times, and information that isn't relevant to his story. Those who followed him have said that this is done to discredit him. Others have pointed out that he's sometimes set up for failure with these types of questions, and that it's used to make him look like he doesn't know what he's talking about. One user said that just because he witnessed what he did, it doesn't mean that he knows everything about it. Skeptics have used Bob's behavior against him, saying that he only shows up at conventions and places where he can be in control, and says that he doesn't go up against researchers that know what they're talking about. On the other hand, those who believe his story have used this as an example of why he's telling the truth, saying that his story hasn't changed since the late 1980s, and say that he's not looking for fame and fortune, and note they can count on their hands the amount of times he's done an interview. Those interested in this topic have said that the discussion would go the same way as many of Bob's previous interviews, saying that he doesn't have much more to add, as he's already covered the majority of questions in previous interviews. For those unaware, Eric Weinstein is a mathematician, economist, and public intellectual who has gained a reputation for his unconventional ideas and perspectives on a wide range of subjects. Born in 1965, he is perhaps best known for his work on geometric quantization, a mathematical framework that seeks to unify quantum mechanics and classical mechanics. He is a frequent guest on podcasts and talk shows where he offers his insights on topics such as economics, science, philosophy, and society. One of the key themes that runs through Weinstein's work is the idea that we are in the midst of a profound cultural and intellectual shift, one that requires new ways of thinking and approaching problems. He has argued that many of the ideas and institutions that have dominated Western society for the past century are reaching the end of their usefulness, and that we need to find new models and frameworks to address the challenges of the 21st century. Weinstein is also known for his critiques of the academic and scientific establishments. He has argued that many of these institutions have become overly bureaucratic and self-referential, and that they are failing to produce the kinds of breakthroughs and innovations that they once did. He has called for a renewed focus on creativity and risk-taking, and has advocated for more diverse and interdisciplinary approaches to scientific and intellectual inquiry. Bob Lazar is a figure in the world of unidentified aircraft research, with many saying that he single-handedly brought the topic of mysterious aircrafts into the mainstream media. Born in 1959, he is a former physicist who claims to have worked on reverse engineering technology at a site called S4, which he says is located in Nevada. Lazar first gained widespread attention in 1989, when he went public with his claims in an interview with investigative journalist George Knapp. In the interview, Lazar described his work at S4, which he said involved studying and attempting to replicate the propulsion systems of 9 flying saucers that he claimed were stored at the site. Lazar's claims were met with skepticism and controversy, and he faced intense scrutiny from both the government and the scientific community. Critics pointed out inconsistencies in his story and raised doubts about his credentials, including claims that he had falsified his educational background and work history. Despite these challenges, Lazar continued to maintain his story and became a prominent figure in the community. He has appeared in numerous documentaries and interviews over the years, and his claims have inspired countless debates and discussions about the possibility of advanced life and government cover-ups. One of the key claims that Lazar has made over the years is that the propulsion systems of the flying saucers he studied at S4 were based on a technology called Element 115, which he said was used to generate a gravity wave that allowed the saucers to travel faster than the speed of light. This claim has been met with skepticism by many in the scientific community, who have pointed out that there is no known stable isotope of Element 115 and that the idea of using it as a fuel for propulsion is highly speculative. Despite the controversies and challenges that he has faced, Lazar has continued to be a vocal advocate for research and disclosure. He has argued that the government is hiding the truth about advanced life and technology, and that it is important for the public to have access to this information in order to make informed decisions about our place in the universe. While the veracity of Lazar's claims remains a subject of intense debate and scrutiny, his story has become a part of the wider cultural mythology surrounding mysterious aircrafts and advanced life. He has inspired countless debates and discussions and has helped to keep alive the idea that we may not be alone in the universe. So, what do you make of these statements? And would you like to see Bob Lazar on a podcast with Eric? As of right now, there's still many who believe Bob's story and have said that as the years have gone on, some of the things that he said in the past is being proven as genuine, and say that it's only a matter of time before we are told the truth about these mysterious aircrafts. Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.